Good morning. This is the Hope After Helene podcast. This is episode 1. I'm Hayden Jamerson with the WNC Strong Youth Service Corps, and this morning we're here with Chad Ayers, and he's just going to talk for a few minutes about his experience during Hurricane Helene, kind of how that affected him, and provide some insight that may be helpful for you. So thank you for coming on. And
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Could you just take a minute just to maybe summarize your experience through Helene, what you saw, what kind of stood out? Just take a second to do that, if you would.
Thank you for the questions. It's an honor to be here, Mr. Hayden. I appreciate it very much. I would just say on that question, it's amazing how people step up and show up and do whatever it takes, as long as it takes, as long as it gets us where we need to be. I was just really, really, really encouraged, more so than ever in my life, about how people, communities, whether it's up a holler or at a church or, people showed up from all across the country to help with Hurricane Helene. And what a blessing to live in the country and be able to meet people from all across the United States through this. The bottom line for me, Helene, it changed a lot of things, but by people's resiliency, I think we're stronger than we've ever been.
Yeah, I would agree with that, certainly. And part of that coming together aspect, I want you to just talk about the Brookstone Church Chainsaw Team.
Sure.
Because that's a great example of that. And, you kind of started that under some leadership at our church, and it really took off, and there was a lot that was able to be done from that team. So could you just kind of talk about your role through the Chainsaw Team?
Yes, sir. At church, Brookstone Church, Pastor Jim, Sunday, as soon as we could get back, I think it was a week or two after Helene rolled through, laid out ministry opportunities, various ones at church. And I was really interested in the chainsaw ministry. I had a little bit of experience working a chainsaw. And out of all the ministries that were advertised, if you will, I felt like, all right, Chad, that's the one you need to dive into. Felt it immediately as soon as they said chainsaw ministry. I was all right, I'm going there. Threw my name in the hat and gathered the information. And so we had emails, we had cell phone numbers of people that were interested, and that list grew a little bit for a few weeks. So we captured everybody that wanted to serve in that way. And I'm an organizer and a facilitator. I think that is one of my strengths. And so next thing I know, for me personally, I'm putting out a spreadsheet and I'm texting, and I'm like, well, we got all these, let's put everybody in group chat. Let's get everybody on the same Google Sheet. Next thing you know, we got a Google Sheet that we're building, working together, and then we got jobs lined up based on priority, and we got all the information that we need on that Google. So the communication piece was there, and we started serving and knocking out some really, really important high priority jobs for people. And what a blessing to serve in that way.
Yeah, that was a great description, and I was blessed to be on that team. Me and my dad, and got to go all over.
That's right.
To Burnsville, Yancey County, parts of Asheville, and just to be in that church community and serve others. It was a blessing for me, certainly.
Same for me, brother.
So could you?
I kind of knew you and your daddy a little bit, youth culture, through church. But man, the opportunity to serve with you guys and everybody that was on that chainsaw crew. Again, God will put people in your life for specific reasons at certain times. I'm just thankful for that.
Yeah. So, with that team and what we accomplished, what fruits, if you will, or what did you see come from that team and what was done? What
I like that you use the word fruits.
Yeah.
Good seed sown on good soil will produce a well-growing, we'll use a oak tree.
Yeah.
We cut a few of them down, didn't we?
We did. Several.
And because it's in good soil and it gets fed with sunlight, rain, nutrients in the soil, that oak tree will produce thousands of acorns every year that will feed a lot of things. And that's a metaphor for how this happened for everybody in any and every way that they served Helene. And I was very blessed to say I was part of that chainsaw oak tree.
Yeah.
And that fruit, those acorns, will feed people for a long time.
Oh, yeah. You don't know just showing up to somebody's house and just being willing to work for a little bit, how much that's going to touch them.
I mean, how many people were just smiling, thankful for us to be there, right?
Dozens and dozens.
What a blessing.
Yeah, truly is. So Mr. Ayers, just as we kind of wrap this up,
Sure.
and we talk about the Chainsaw Team, but what advice or piece of encouragement may you give to a community that's facing something similar, like we face in Helene? There's been flooding in Texas recently, just devastating, and some similar events since Helene. So what advice may you give to a similar community?
I really appreciate that question. You just turn on the news and it don't take long to see tornado here, earthquake there. It's right there, and we happen to have one of the a major one, national news, really quick, and it's still good content rolling out of there that speak to the people and the culture of our community here. I would say when tragedy strikes, you're going to have plenty of opportunity to serve. And as soon as you understand the scope and size and significance of that tragedy, it ain't going to be long that God's going to give you some doors to walk through. And as soon as you hear of one and you know that that's you, like for me, it was this chainsaw, do not hesitate to open that door.
Right.
Because knock and the door shall be open.
That's right.
And thankful there was a knock called Hurricane Helene. Thankful the door opened through Pastor Jim and Brookstone. Thankful that we were able to serve together. And everybody will have that opportunity, whether it's national tragedy or it's in your home. It's still a concern. Lord will provide.
Yeah, certainly
there is a way.
Yeah. And
when we understand the stepping stones he's laying out for us and we're obedient to that, it's going to be fruitful. And when we're not, and we recognize that we're not on a stone that he laid out for us, we can say, I apologize, forgive me, Lord. And he says, it's all right. Here's the next one. If we'll do that, I feel personally, I like that visual of a stepping stone. I feel affirmed. And I get to enjoy the fruits of everybody's labor. And it makes me to want to serve more. Yeah. There's certainly a flame lit when you see so much fruit come from a tragedy. Yes, sir. And it's just like, serving the Lord, serving others, the greatest commandment. Yes, so that's what we are to do. And you certainly showed that through the Chainsaw Team. I appreciate that. And it's a blessing. And a lot of people at Brookstone Church did. So that was Thank you. It was encouragement to hear from that. And thank you for coming on this morning. Yeah. And it was a blessing. Yeah. I pray this will just be good for y'all if you are going through something similar. You can draw some encouragement maybe from this little conversation. And thank you, Mr. Ayers, for coming on. What a blessing, brother. Know you're blessed, folks.